you. I'm Steven.
Steven.
I'll be interviewing you.
Oh,
so,
awesome.
Of course.
Great to meet you.
Absolutely.
Nice to meet you. I'm Mary. I'll be
What do you think are some of the best ways students can use to optimize their LinkedIn profiles?
Yeah, great question. So LinkedIn was really built as a platform to connect the world's professionals. So the main thing that students can do is just connect with professionals. They can do so by sending messages, researching different companies and organizations they're interested in, and seeing different professionals that are in line with kind of what they're looking to do. Send them messages, be able to network with those individuals too. And I think since we're here at the University of Cincinnati, one of the other great things that they can leverage are those alumni connections. And so reaching out to individuals like myself who went here, or other folks that they might aspire to be like, reaching out to them and having some conversations of what does the real world actually look like.
Now that sounds like some really great tips for sure. Can you break down some common mistakes that students use when they're on LinkedIn and then ways to avoid them?
Yes, so some common mistakes that folks have on LinkedIn in general is just not filling out their profile. So a lot of times, just to get legitimacy of who you are, you want to make sure that you've got a good, clean photo on LinkedIn, and some people just don't have a photo on there, or if it's like a selfie or something. So a good professional headshot is great. Also just filling in who you are. So we've got a section where you can put your title or prospective titles or jobs you're looking for. Put a summary and about of who you are, and then also just your professional experience so people can see what you've done, what types of skills that you have, and so on. And that's probably the biggest piece that people kind of mess up on LinkedIn is not showing up as who they actually are and being able to showcase the type of professional and person that they are as well.
Excellent. That makes a lot of sense. I think many people are just, fill out the bare bones, just basics, and it makes, people look like they're doing nothing, and most people are doing something.
Exactly.
So, worth, putting in a little bit of extra work on the front end to be able to get it. How can students kind of best use LinkedIn to network with, to stand out to recruiters?
Yeah, so the best thing that folks can do to stand out to recruiters are, one, fill out that profile, as I said, because recruiters on the back end, what they're doing is they've got access to search all 1 billion members on the LinkedIn network. And what they're doing is they're using filters. So say that you're an accounting student and you're looking to get an accounting job. There's a recruiter on the back end going through and filtering for someone with an accounting degree, potentially, that's got some experience in accounting. And so if you don't have those things in your profile, you're never going to come up in that search. Also, if there's any other specialties that you have, specialty skills, making sure that you're filling those out. And that's one way to stand out. The other key piece to this is if you see a job that you're interested in, it no longer really works to just apply directly to that job and pray that someone's going to actually respond and a recruiter's going to find you. The best thing to do is look and search through some of the jobs on LinkedIn. You should search and research who a recruiter might be that might be searching for that candidate for that job. And then also if there's a hiring manager that might be searching for that role or aligned to that role as well, send them a message to say, hey, I just applied, I'm really interested for these reasons, and here's how my background aligns. And that's how a candidate and a student can really maximize their opportunity and be able to potentially get a job through LinkedIn.
Now, we'll go ahead and kind of take a little bit of a turn here. I know you are a Bearcat grad yourself.
Yes.
So we're, so thrilled to have you back here. How did your time at UC help you move toward career success?
Yeah, so my time at UC was absolutely pivotal. I don't think if I didn't go here, definitely not sure exactly what profession or what I'd be doing right now. And especially if I wasn't a part of the College of Business and took a part of a lot of the different organizations and just general professional opportunities we have at UC. Really don't know what I'd be doing now. So it's been extremely pivotal. But I think the biggest pieces just were the connection to the real world. And so I had some co-ops, some internships that I took part in. And within the College of Business and other opportunities, I was able to connect with people that were, 5 years ahead of where I was, or they were 10 years, or even, closer to retirement. And they were able to just lend some wisdom on what the real world was like. And I think that was the most pivotal thing that was helpful for me to be able to see and prospect what my life would be like after graduating from UC. And just gave me some real world experience before graduating and before I was thrown into the ocean of what professional life is.
I think UC, we pride ourselves on our experiential learning, being able to really get students to know what it's like to be in the workforce even while they're a student through co-ops, internships, other programs like that. So we're so excited that you made use of that and it's launched you to really great heights.
Oh, for sure. Thank you. I think that's the biggest piece about the 1819 building as well is there's so many companies and organizations that are here. There's actual real professionals that work here and are building businesses here, and for students to be able to have access to them, I think is amazing, and being able to teach them and show them like what is the day-to-day like, and be able to kind of for them to see a little bit of what they're going to be getting into in the future and get a little glimpse of that is a huge benefit.
As someone who works here, completely agree with that. That's wonderful. So let's go ahead and just expand upon kind of what we were just moving toward. How can UC students use the resources of the university and specifically the 1819 Innovation Hub to launch themselves toward career success?
Yes, so there's so many resources on UC's campus. I think it's hard to get in touch with all of them, but if students can tap into at least a handful of them, I think that that's going to take them from here to wherever they want to be from a career standpoint. I think a couple are, one, just within this building alone, within the 1819 building and some of the other campuses, there's so many alumni that infuse time and energy and resources back into the university. And so if students are able to just connect with a handful of alumni that went here, that are able to show and tell them about what their experience was like when they were on campus and how they transformed into the career professionals that they are now, I think that's pivotal within itself. The second thing that I think about is just the exposure to organizations and companies that are within the Cincinnati and University of Cincinnati ecosystem. When I think about learning and what's key for students, we think about education, experience, and exposure. I think those are like the 3 E's. So obviously getting the education in the classroom. 2, you're getting exposed to these companies and organizations through the 1819 building, through alumni connections and so on, but then that actual experience, that hands-on experience, whether you're tinkering and helping out some of these businesses actually build, or if you're just getting exposure through internships, part-time jobs, things like that. I think those are the kind of the main ways that folks can take advantage of the experience that they have here at the university.
Just kind of want to leave open-ended. Is there anything that you would like to kind of add, whether it's about UC, 1819, LinkedIn, advice for students, any of that, the floor is open for you.
One piece of advice that I would give a student that's here is just to get involved. I think that was the biggest game changer for me when I stepped on campus freshman year within undergrad. I just looked at like the student activities fair and just, took some of the pamphlets, signed my name up for a bunch of random stuff I didn't know about, and just started showing up to student meetings. And I think what that did for me, for one, was from a networking standpoint, and I didn't even realize at the time. I met a lot of students that, whether I stayed in the organizations or not, it's just connections I had throughout the 4 to 5 years I was on campus. And those are individuals that I'm still connected to today. And so the general network and friendships that I was able to create have just been awesome for me personally. But then also I've seen now in the real world that, I've been able to recommend some of these individuals for jobs. They've been able to do the same for me for different opportunities that we've been connected for. And I really think that that's one of the biggest values we gain from being students at the University of Cincinnati is the sheer bond of Bearcats, getting to know folks, and taking those relationships beyond the confines of the university and city of Cincinnati, but really taking those relationships into the world as a whole. For students in your dorm or apartment area, whether that be at university dining halls that you're in every single day, classrooms that you're in collaborating on projects and things. So this is really the time to maximize that experience, build those genuine connections and friendships that are, again, going to last you a lifetime.
That's absolutely wonderful. That's all that we have for you. Again, thank you so much for being here, Mitchell. We're so grateful to have you here at 1819.
Thank you. Happy to be here, and it was a pleasure speaking with you.
Perfect. Good deal. We're out. That's that.
Cool.